Power. It's a word that echoes through the halls of history, whispered in the shadows and proclaimed from the mountaintops. But true power lies not in brute force, but in the subtler, more enduring ability to influence. Think of a raging storm, all thunder and fury, leaving destruction in its wake. Now, picture a gentle river, patiently carving its path through solid rock, its quiet persistence reshaping the landscape. That is the power of persuasion over coercion. Coercion might bring temporary submission, but it breeds resentment, sparking rebellion in the hearts of the coerced. Persuasion, on the other hand, wins hearts and minds. It aligns motives, creating willing followers, not resentful subjects. This is the art we will explore, the art of mastering hearts and minds. Welcome to Psych Insight, where we view the world through the lens of psychology. If you find this content helpful, please share, like, and subscribe to join our community and stay updated with our latest insights. Thank you for watching. At the heart of influence lies the ability to understand and navigate the complex landscape of human emotions. This is the realm of emotional intelligence, the capacity to recognize and manage our own emotions and the emotions of others. It's about reading between the lines, sensing the unspoken currents of feeling that drive human behavior. Imagine a skilled diplomat navigating a tense negotiation. It's not just about the words on paper, but about reading the subtle cues of body language, the unspoken anxieties and aspirations that simmer beneath the surface. Emotional intelligence allows us to build trust, the bedrock of any successful relationship, whether it's between individuals or on a grander scale between a leader and their followers. It's about creating a climate of mutual understanding, where perspectives are valued and emotions are acknowledged. It's about building bridges instead of walls, fostering connections that can weather the storms of disagreement and emerge stronger on the other side. Now, let's step inside the human mind, into the fascinating world of cognitive dissonance. This psychological phenomenon arises from the tension we experience when holding conflicting beliefs or when our actions contradict our values. It's an uncomfortable state, and we're naturally driven to reduce this dissonance. Think of someone who believes in environmental conservation but continues to use plastic bags excessively. This inconsistency between their beliefs and actions creates cognitive dissonance, a mental discomfort they're motivated to alleviate. They might rationalize their behavior, downplay the environmental impact, or even shift their beliefs to align with their actions. This inherent human drive to seek consistency is a powerful tool for influence. By understanding cognitive dissonance, we can subtly guide people towards aligning their beliefs and actions with our desired outcome. This isn't about manipulation or trickery, but about framing our message in a way that resonates with their existing values, gently nudging them towards a new perspective. Let's travel back in time to England, to the court of Queen Elizabeth I. Ascending the throne in a turbulent era, facing religious strife and threats from abroad, Elizabeth understood the power of image and perception. She cultivated an aura of majesty, carefully crafting her public persona to project an image of strength, wisdom, and divine right. Elizabeth knew that her legitimacy was constantly questioned. She was a woman in a man's world, Protestant in a largely Catholic Europe, and her claim to the throne was still disputed by many. Yet she navigated these treacherous waters with a deft hand, using her intellect, charm, and understanding of human nature to secure her position and usher in a golden age for England. Her speeches were legendary, filled with soaring rhetoric and carefully chosen words that resonated with the hopes and fears of her people. She understood that true power lay not just in wielding a sword, but in wielding the subtler weapons of persuasion and charm. Fast forward to 20th century India, under the yoke of British colonialism. Here, a different kind of leader emerged, one who wielded the power of non-violence and civil disobedience to achieve political change. Mahatma Gandhi, the great soul, demonstrated the extraordinary force of unwavering conviction and the persuasive power of peaceful resistance. Gandhi understood that true power resided not in matching force with force, but in appealing to the conscience of the oppressor. He recognized the inherent injustice of the colonial system and rallied the Indian people against it, not through violence, but through peaceful protests, boycotts, and civil disobedience. His weapon of choice wasn't the sword, but the soul force of satyagraha, the relentless pursuit of truth through non-violent resistance. Gandhi's message resonated deeply with the Indian people, who had long suffered under colonial rule. He spoke their language, understood their grievances, and offered them a path to freedom that aligned with their deepest values. His life and teachings stand as a testament to the power of ethical persuasion, demonstrating that true and lasting change comes not from imposing one's will, but from winning the hearts and minds of others. Across the globe, in the segregated American South, another leader rose to prominence, echoing Gandhi's message of nonviolent resistance in the fight for civil rights. Martin Luther King Jr., a Baptist minister with a dream, used the power of his words and the depth of his conviction to challenge racial injustice and awaken the conscience of a nation. King understood the power of narrative, the way stories could move people to action. He masterfully wove together biblical teachings, historical references, and personal anecdotes, painting a vivid picture of the injustices faced by African Americans and calling for a more just and equitable society. His "I Have a Dream" speech, delivered during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, remains one of the most iconic and moving speeches in history. King's leadership transcended the immediate goal of desegregation. His legacy reminds us that true power lies not in the hands of the oppressor, but in the hearts and minds of those who dare to dream of a better world. The art of persuasion, weaving words into action. These historical figures, each in their unique way, understood the art of persuasion, the subtle dance of language, emotion, and logic that can sway hearts and minds. It's a skill honed over centuries, from the orators of ancient Greece to the digital age influencers of today. But at its core, persuasion remains the same, the art of communicating effectively and influencing behavior. One of the key elements of persuasion is framing. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it. The same message, framed differently, can elicit vastly different responses. Imagine you're advocating for a new policy. You could present it in dry, technical terms, focusing on statistics and data. Or you could frame it in a way that connects with people's values and aspirations, highlighting the positive impact it will have on their lives. Another important aspect is storytelling. Humans are hardwired for stories. The echoes of influence, the enduring impact. The ripples of influence extend far beyond the initial act of persuasion. A single speech, a powerful image, a well-timed act of kindness. These can plant seeds that blossom into movements, shaping not just individual lives, but the course of history. The true measure of influence lies not in immediate results, but in the enduring impact it has on the hearts and minds of others. Think of the lasting legacy of figures like Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. Their words and actions continue to inspire generations of activists and everyday citizens alike. Their message of peace, equality, and social justice resonates even more powerfully in today's world, a testament to the enduring power of their influence. But influence isn't limited to the grand stage of history. It's something we encounter every day in our personal and professional lives. The leader's heart, empathy as the ultimate instrument. In the hands of a skilled leader, the ability to understand and influence emotions becomes an instrument of extraordinary power. It's the key to building trust, inspiring action, and creating lasting change. But this power comes with a weighty responsibility. It demands empathy, integrity, and a deep understanding of the human heart. The leader who seeks to master the art of influence must first master themselves. They must cultivate self-awareness, understanding their own strengths and weaknesses, their biases and blind spots. They must be driven by a genuine desire to serve others, to use their influence for the greater good, not for personal gain. For true leadership is not about wielding power over others, but about empowering others. Conclusion: mastering the symphony of influence. Mastering the art of influence is a lifelong pursuit. It requires constant learning, self-reflection, and a willingness to understand the perspectives of others. But the rewards are immeasurable, for in mastering this art, we unlock the potential to not only achieve our own goals, but to inspire and empower others to achieve theirs. Remember, true influence is not about manipulation or coercion. It's about connection, understanding, and empathy.